Welcome to another MP4Nation.net video review. Today I'm going to show you this new Android tablet. It's been out for a few weeks and it's gained a lot of attention, mostly due to its price. This A13 processor-based tablet is very budget-orientated. First, let me just tell you the specs before I divulge the price, if you don't know it already. It has a 7-inch capacitive touchscreen with an 800 by 480 resolution screen. It's really slim. No complaints on the body design. It's actually really nice, quite sleek. Built-in loudspeaker at the back, micro SD expansion port on the side, earphone port, volume rocker. Over here you have your on-off button, power slot for charging, and your USB port, which is a micro USB port. You can also charge this tablet via your PC. Now, internally it has 4 gigs of memory, 512 MB of RAM, and it uses again the A13 processor, which is basically a scaled down version of the popular Allwinner A10 processor. Now, what's the difference between the A10 and A13 is that the system on chip on the A13 has been scaled back, so essentially it's the same as the A10 as far as its speed goes, but the A13 chip can only handle up to 512 MB RAM, is what I've been told. Plus, it doesn't support TV out. Most of the A10s had HDMI out. The A13 based tablets aren't meant to have that feature. Now, I don't know what else they scaled back on, but performance-wise, comparing how web browsing, the speed of apps loading and stuff between this A13 and the other A10 tablets we have is about the same. The notable difference probably comes in when you look at the RAM. This has only 512. Most A10s have about a gig of DDR3 RAM. Anyway, enough of me rambling. Let me just tell you the price and why this is remarkable. This tablet, capacitive, Android 4.0, 7-inch, is selling at $70 US, shipped for $70 US around the world, which is, if you think about it, it's a remarkable price, especially for what you're getting and the performance you get out of that $70. I mentioned it does have a front-facing camera too. Now, let me show you how the tablet performs. Now, I already let this boot up before I started this video. It does take about 20-30 seconds for it to boot up. About the same as a A10 tablet. The screen response is very good, very fluid, no complaints there. It does come preloaded with your standard Google apps. You have your Gmail, you have your Google Play, and the browser. Plus, I've already loaded a few extra games and apps to show you on this and see how some perform better and how some perform not as well as you would like. But, again, keep in mind, this is a very budget-oriented tablet, which is gives you good performance to price ratio if you think about it. Now, one of the big features about this processor, just like the A10 processor, is that it supports high-resolution video playback. In this case, it supports videos up to 1080p. Now, if you remember, the A10 tablet is capable of playing apparently videos up to 2160p. The A13, they've rolled the modesty, they've rolled back in their modesty and said that this only supports 1080p, which it does. I've tried 1080p videos and they play really nicely on this. The video sample I have here is actually 720p, but it plays flawlessly. And as this is a budget tablet, there are going to be some things, some drawbacks, and one of them is the screen. I'm not saying the screen quality is bad, but the viewing angles aren't the best. Viewing, straight on, the colors are very vivid and very nice, but looking at an angle, the color doesn't come through that nicely. And you see the video playback is very smooth. You can consider that a year ago, PMPs, MP4 players, were selling for even higher than this, than the $70 this costs, and this outdoes all of them for a lower price tag. So I mean, even if you don't want to use this as like a tablet, you can use this as a standalone video player because it just plays videos very, very well. And it costs about the same as many MP4 players still, especially the big branded ones. Anyways, enough of that. We'll go back to the home screen. The next thing I'll show you is web browsing. Just want you to keep on mind that this thing is currently using the Wi-Fi off my phone, which is then running off 3G. So the internet may look like it's loading. I mean, web pages may look like they're loading a little slowly on this, but it's actually more due to the connectivity than the browser's ability to not load pages fast. Now, I'm not going to say this thing loads web pages lickety-split like a NVIDIA Tegra 3 based tablet, but it does a good job. There is some lagging, but it's not that bad, as you can see. And of course it does have accelerometer, so you can move this around. And I mean, I'm not really going to delve too much into the browsing because it's pretty standard. You can look up a ton of videos or pull on your own experience on how Android handles web browsing. Now I'm going to show you Angry Bird Space and how this performs. After this, I'll show you another rather neat comic book app that I've just come across. I'm really, really impressed on how it works in general, but on this tablet, yeah, it runs a little laggy, but nonetheless, it's still fun. Oh, let's reduce the volume. Oops. Instead of hitting the volume button, I hit the power button. There we go. Let's reduce the volume here. Now, I'm not going to play this much, I'm just going to show you that. It did do that before. It did allow me to zoom in and zoom out before. I'm not sure why it doesn't let me right now. Might be a stage thing. I'll try a different stage. Ah, there we go. Must have been the stage. I haven't really played this game much, so I don't really know if I don't really know much about the stages. So I guess there's just a stage I couldn't zoom in on, but as you can see, it does zoom in. Anyways, let me show you one more app quickly, and hopefully this loads fine. This is a really cool comic book app. It's actually crashed once or twice when I was trying to use it on this tab. It might do it again, but it's really cool. It is pretty graphic intense, and it might be taxing the ability of this particular tablet. But let's download that later. And basically, it's just a new way of how comic books are laid out. And you can just scroll, go through it. Now, this is the free version. Apparently, the paid version, you can zoom in, you can do other nifty things. Ooh, there's a perhaps yeah, you can look at the artwork, sketch. I actually forgot the name of the app of this. It's called, yep, the Wormworld Saga. Well worth looking into. It's definitely different from all the other comic book readers out there. And obviously, it's a specific app for a specific comic book title. Anyways, I've shown you what this tablet can do. It's a great budget tablet. If you're looking for something cheap as an alternative or just a secondary tablet to take with you when you go to the gym or have in your car or just in the office or just to use on your sofa and you don't want to spend a lot of money, I would really recommend this tablet or look into other A13 based processor tablets. Now you can